So the setup of the milestone discs is super simple. Um, you obviously have to think about what you want your design to be. So we're not doing a background. We've already used the paint technique for the background, so we don't need to add a background in. If you wanted to add a background, you could look for maybe a paint splat or a paint swatch, or I don't, yeah, whatever you would want as the background. So something to remember, if you are going to do a background, you would have to mirror your image, and whatever vinyl you use would have to be the same color on the front and the back. So what I did is I just added a cute little border, and for that I used the laurel wreath, and then I added in some, let's see here, so the laurel wreath actually came in parts. So if we click on this, you can see it's actually a group. So what I did is I detached it for our welcome board, and I just separated it so that it all fits in. Then obviously I added in the text. So for this one I used BFC Love Story. So something to note with that specific font is that if you use, I think it's capital letters, it's not going to give you the heart. So let's just test that. Let's change it. BFC. There it is there. Okay, so this is me writing in capital. Yeah, so if you write in caps, it's not going to give you the heart. So this is writing in small letters, and you can see we've got the heart. So I thought that was really cute. And then obviously also, like I always do, I added in my guide, which is the size of the milestone discs that I've got. So I actually recorded this video prior to doing this part of it, and I really messed up on the welcome board. So the reason I messed up is because I thought I was going to wing it and do it by eye, and the truth is I'm not going to be able to do that. I tried, I messed it up, it was horrible. I will show you what happened. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to select this, and we are going to attach that. So when we attach it, what's going to happen is when we go to our make it screen, it's all going to cut exactly where it is. So all I'm going to have to do is weed it, apply my transfer tape, and I'm going to have everything in the exact space that I need it. So another problem I picked up was in the name, etc. These little dots disappeared. So I'm actually just going to remove them all, and then they won't disappear. So I'm actually going to attach this as well. Oopsie, let's undo that because we moved it slightly. So I want the hello world, and I want the name, so I'm going to attach that. So this is going to use a little bit more vinyl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a square, and I'm going to actually just size that so that it fits in here. So we unlock it, and I'm going to size that. That's good. And then I'm actually going to attach that to that. So the reason I'm doing that, so what I actually want to do, sorry, is I want to duplicate my square, and I want to put it exactly over that, and I'm going to attach that again. So let's just make sure these are aligned, and I'm going to attach that again. So the reason, oopsie, the reason I'm doing that, did it attach? Let's go undo, because I don't know what I just did. So the reason I'm doing this is because, yeah, it's all attached. So the reason I'm putting 2 of the squares is because I actually wanted to cut through my backing so that I can save that piece of vinyl. So I'm going to again do the same for, oopsie, undo, for my wreaths without moving it, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to select that, we're going to select that, and we're going to select our item. We're going to say align center horizontally. It is aligned. I actually want this to be slightly up. That looks a bit better. Okay, then I'm going to, oopsie, undo. Okay, so I'm going to use my side panel. And I'm going to select all of these. And I'm going to attach those. Then again, I'm going to add in a square, or we can even use like a little circle, but I think a square is fine. And we're going to unlock that. And we're going to put that in. That again is going to save our vinyl. So we're going to duplicate that. And again, I want it to cut through the backing. So what I'm doing when I'm putting two squares on top, the machine's actually going to cut there twice. So that's the whole idea with that. And then we're going to attach all of this. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to make it, and then I'm going to show you how to stick it all together so that it's not a mess up like my previous one was. So just to remember, your design does look a bit funky right now, but all these squares are doing, so you can do this manually. I did it manually with my Milestone discs. You can actually just cut it out once it's done. This is just going to make it easier for you. It's going to be easier for you to weed it. It's going to be easier for you to save that piece in the middle so that you can use it later. So you're not actually wasting any of the vinyl. So I think we are all set up. I think I've already mentioned I'm doing a sort of holographic rose gold for all the brown parts, and all the gray parts are normal gold. So we can get to cutting this, and then we're gonna stick it all together. Let us start assembling them. So I'm going to show you the assembly of one of them. Oopsie. And then I will speed it up so you don't have to sit through me. Oh, I love it. I love that. So you don't have to sit through me assembling each and every one. So a little trick that I learned from Craft Buddies actually. Okay, I had to go and mix some more because I'd actually taken it to work. So a little trick that I learned from Craft Buddies. I just put a drop of dishwashing liquid in this with water, and then we're going to very lightly spray it. So you don't want too much water. So what I do is I hold it out. I don't know if you can see that. I hold it quite far, and I just give it a little bit of a spray. So I don't know if you can see, there's not a lot of water on there. So what we're going to do now, I've already cut my transfer tape, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to, okay, so we've got our frame, and okay, so we've got our frame. We're going to place our transfer tape onto our frame like so, and we're then going to see okay, so we're going to have to take this off first. So rolling method, okay, then we're going to place that down so that so this is the difficult part. You know, I think I'm going to do them separately. I just think it's going to be a lot easier. So this is, oopsie, it's not wet anymore. So, is it wet? Oopsie. There, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to place our frame . Okay, so this is the water method, and this helps you to not get bubbles in your end result. If you find that when you lift it, the vinyl comes with it, all you would do is press harder. So you actually rub down quite hard when using this method. That is so cute. Okay, now we're going to put our words in. And there we have our first milestone disc, and I love it. I think it is so cute, and I don't know what's taken me so long to actually just do these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the rest of the milestone discs, and then we will do the welcome board. So we're done with our milestone discs, and I love them. They're so cute. I know you can see on camera the different colors. So this is actually a holographic rose gold, and I just love that it shows up different colors. So on a picture, it's gonna look like a rainbow. It's gonna look amazing. And what I love as well is that there's such differences between the paint, but it's also so similar. Like everything just comes together. So we're complete. We're done. We're done with our milestone discs, and we did babies first. So we've got our sat up for the first time, first Mother's Day, crawled for the first time. I think those are important milestones, and I wanted to remember those more than anything when my kids were growing up. So I still need to clean the edges of these with some alcohol. I only did 2 of them. But let us move on to our welcome board. Wow, I love it. I think it's so cute. Can you see it without the reflection? There you can see it. So as you know, I redid the milestone board, welcome board. So I tried to take some shortcuts previously, and that didn't work out, as it never does. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it properly. So I've already cut the vinyl. So what I wanted to show you as well, in the design, I actually had the middle section cut out, so it didn't work quite as well as I wanted it to. As you can see, it didn't cut through the backing. So you would have to probably add 3 or 4 squares to get it to cut properly. Okay, but we have our white pieces, which are all spaced perfectly. So there's not going to be any trying to figure things out, winging it. I have my gold, which is also cut and spaced perfectly. And then we have our beautiful rose gold. So with this one in the design, I kept it perfectly in place, but I had to change that because I actually didn't have enough rose gold to keep it perfectly in place. So now I've got 2 pieces, which is still a lot easier than trying to place each piece individually. So I'm just gonna cut that like that. So again, if you want to do it individually, that's completely up to you. It didn't work out for me, so I would rather just do it properly and get it done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to do these together. on the transfer tape. So kind of like that. Yeah, that looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tape that down if I can find my tape. Where's my tape? Huh. Okay, so first we're going to tape this down. Again, you don't have to do this. I'm just trying to make sure my design's correct. And what I'm doing is I'm actually lining it up on either side to make sure I'm getting good spacing. Okay, and then this one, oopsie, we've got some gold here that we don't want. That looks good. Okay, then I've got my transfer tape. And that's going to go on top of that. Okay, so I've actually put it into 2 pieces so that I can line it up nicely. And we're going to stick it down straight there. That looks good. Give it a little. So ordinarily you could reuse transfer tape. I don't know if you're going to be able to reuse this because we're going to use the wet method. So now we have to, this is the smart vinyl, the white that I'm using. So this is a little bit harder to transfer, and I did not want to use strong grip tape because then the other vinyl is going to battle. There we are. And then this one should be a lot easier. I'm just removing the tape that I used to hold it down. Yeah, look at that. That's much easier. Okay, then we're going to take our mixture of dishwashing liquid and water, and we're going to spray our board. So we're going to hold it quite high up. Okay, and this is going to help us to get no bubbles, and if we need to move it, it should move, but I don't like to put too much on because it does become a lot harder to sort of rub off. Is that straight? That looks pretty straight. Now we get to rub. So I've actually got some dust-free kitchen towel, and we're actually going to rub as much water out as possible, because remembering your vinyl is going to lift when there's water in it, or water underneath it, so you need to actually be pressing that water out. So I've actually wrapped my tool in the paper, and I'm just going to give it a super good rub all over. And as you can see, the water is actually pushing out the sides, and we want that. We want it to obviously come out from under our vinyl so that our vinyl can stick nicely. Okay, let's test if we've rubbed it enough. No, we need to rub more here. There's the water coming out. So I'm not sure if you can see there's still a lot of water here. So we're actually just going to dab that away. But it's stuck beautifully. So like I said, you could ordinarily reuse your transfer tape, but in this instance I don't think you can because it's obviously got the water under it. Oopsie, we found a piece of tape. That's my bad. Okay, now we're just going to add our little finishing touches. I think this is super cute. And had I just done it properly the first time, it would have been so simple. But unfortunately, I like to try and take shortcuts. So, yeah. Okay, next piece. So this one I'm going to try and reuse the vinyl, the transfer tape. So something to remember with your pricing, you would also price your transfer tape with it. So if you're using a 30 by 30 piece of vinyl, you would have to obviously add in the cost of a 30 by 30 piece of transfer tape into that. I think we sometimes forget about the extras that we use. Okay. Okay, so this one I'm not using the water. I do want to try and reuse this transfer tape. So I'm going to start here. Oh, I love it. I think that is so, so cute. Let's try get... There we are. How cute is that? And it's actually got these little stands. So it's actually got these little stands. And you would stick it in like that. Oopsie. And it would stand. How cute is that? I love it. I think it's beautiful. So just like that, super, super simple. We have our Milestone discs. I love that sparkle. And we have our welcome board. So I hope that you learned something today. I'm going to be doing a video on engraving on this Perspex. This Perspex is actually perfect for engraving. So if you're interested in that, then keep an eye out. Thank you so much for watching.